So you saved up for 5 years to buy this thing?
No. I'm in debt for 5 years. Starting now, yeah.
Today I'm in Georgetown, Ontario, meeting up with my buddy Tom, who with his brother started a portable skate shop out of an old food truck van. They've been doing a lot for the local skateboarding scene and supporting a lot of Canadian brands, and it's just one of the most fun and interesting businesses that I've come across. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about Tom and the behind the scenes of Driveway Skate Shop.
So like eventually we do have plans, like this is version 1.0. We still gotta get carpet on the tables. This is gonna be our pad wall. Put in the vinyl flooring. We got the roof reinforced because I want skate park shows eventually. I want a band up there.
A band up there?
I want live music. This is actually my favorite part of the van. We got these snap-on posters installed so that we can like constantly switch out skate marketing. So it's cool because it gives us a chance to display and highlight like local talent. I think we're gonna have like a skater each month that gets featured on the van, be like, oh, I got on the van. And it's cool because like being at the park here, this is like a main road, so everybody driving by can see these posters.
Great. So how did this all start? Like, how did you go from the idea of wanting to get a van to like actually getting to the place that you're at now?
I went to Conestoga College for just general business. I knew out of high school I wanted to own a skate shop, but I kind of wanted to get some experience first instead of jumping in. And it was my last semester and COVID hit and everything went online. And it was like nice days like this where I was just stuck inside, like looking at a slideshow, not retaining anything, where I said, okay, I think it was one of the nights I had a big assignment due, and I dropped it, went to the park and taught my first lesson. And from there, just like through word of mouth, this past summer, we introduced over 260 kids to the sport, which is very sick. Our whole goal behind Driveway Skate Shop was we want people to feel safe and comfortable at the park. I know like starting out it's intimidating. You don't want to go to the park when you're like brand new because oh no, like there's people here that'll like judge you and like make fun of you, but that's not what it's about. The name Driveway Skate Shop came from, one, we're mobile so we can go driveway to driveway, but everybody mainly starts learning how to skate in their driveway because it's like the spot that they feel most at home and comfortable, where they can kind of learn and then progress to the point where they can take it to the park. But we want the park to be just as inclusive and accessible for like all these young guys starting out.
So how much would you say you have invested in this so far?
Total with the van and everything, probably close to $100,000. But it was one of those investments where upfront it was a lot, but to survive in a brick and mortar, maybe 3 years down the road, we would have spent that anyways. But now we've spent the money up front, and eventually with time it'll start paying itself, which is sweet. But that's not what we're in it for sure, because all the money that we have coming in, we just reinvest into more product or like throwing contests and whatnot. Nice. Giving back to the scene. I don't think you open a skate shop to try and make money. I mean, I'm working 2 other jobs just to help keep this afloat. What supports the shop right now is actually the lessons that we teach.
Oh really? Yeah,
board sales and shirt sales are cool, but they're not what like will survive a shop. I don't know, it's more about supporting like skater owned businesses and not some suit and tie guy trying to profit off of the whole industry. Yeah, that's not the point. The biggest thing that we learned right off the bat and like starting the shop is something I didn't even consider is, let's say as soon as I go to Milton with this, there's another shop there. I'd literally just be stepping on his toes. You don't want to step on another shop's toes, and like those are guys supporting the scene just as much as we are. So
is that kind of your thing, more supporting local skate shops as opposed to like West 49 and Zoomies?
Yeah, I actually worked at the West 49 across the street a couple years back, and when I had started doing lessons, the manager had called head office on me because I was selling like shirts and whatnot and gear, and 2 corporate guys came, suit and tie, took me to the mall food court and asked me like what I was doing. So I put in my 2 weeks there, and that's kind of like what lit the fire for this actual storefront to get going. At the end of the day, it's just like hard for a little shop to survive when Zoomies is such a giant that can like bring in all these boards and have like these markups that you can't compete with.
You want to talk about like what's your motivation? It doesn't seem like it's money. It's just the passion for skateboarding and supporting Canadian brands.
I think, yeah, you know what, I like the end goal, and what I told myself is, because it started all just through teaching lessons at the park, is these little guys are like growing up with parks that exist like this, which like 10 years ago wasn't a thing. So kind of getting the spark in them young, because there's like so many opportunities through skateboarding for these kids, not even going pro. Like we just ran a summer camp, and every single day I wanted to feature a different aspect, being like, hey, you can be involved in the industry, but you don't have to actually jump down 10 stairs. Like you can get into photography. There are people paid to make these graphics. But I think it's just like inspiring the youth and kind of getting that skate bug in them, because I told myself I'd stop as soon as one of them goes pro, and then I can be like, oh, like I taught them how to ollie or kickflip, and now they're teaching me. My passion and like my strength is actually just working with kids, and I like teaching kids the foundations and then let them go from there.
And like, how do you grow a business like this? Like, is it just, do you find that showing up to skate parks is enough to be able to sell enough merch and boards and stuff to stay afloat, or do you have to do the marketing side and all of that?
You definitely have to do the marketing. One thing that I learned is it's like networking is huge. It's like meeting the right people. Like I work 2 other jobs, and one of them is an after-school program called Kind Vibe Kids. And so this summer we were able to team up, and that's how I was able to run the summer camp. There's a vintage shop down the road that carries some of our like clothes and whatnot, so I bring some of my customers to him, and then everybody that's coming there gets to see us, which is pretty cool. If we just pulled up and we're trying to hustle boards and gear, I don't know if it would work, but like what we did to kind of grow is we did a skate shuffle contest on Instagram. So every week we would post a different trick that like anybody could enter, and we had a prize. So for the first year, every week we had a different Canadian brand sponsor our contest, and that definitely helped us get off the ground. But it's pretty much just like doing like events like our Go Skate Day event, or like the Halloween Jam and whatnot, and like giving back to the community, that the community is like, all right, like we'll support them.
How much of your time right now is spent on building out this thing, this business?
It's consumed everything. Like social media wise, like I didn't realize starting the business how big like social media is a job in itself. Like if it wasn't for Driveway, like on my personal account, I probably wouldn't even post. Like, but Driveway, like it's a constant like constant grind.
Okay, man, so where can everybody find you? You want to plug your Instagram website?
For sure. Our Instagram's at Driveway Skateshop. We have a second Instagram account for the female skateboarding community in town called Driveway Skate Gals, or you can find us at drivewayskateshop.com.
All right, dude, I think that's pretty much good. I think I'm really inspired by what you're doing. I think it's like, it's contagious when you see someone that's passionate about what they're doing and they're driven, and it's not all about just making money. It's about actually giving back to the community. So I respect that, man. Thank you for being part of this video, bro.
Well, I appreciate you coming down and checking out the shop, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah! Perfect. Yes, sir.